Sometimes, even after preparing your child for everything, there are sometimes you observe meltdowns. Now, I'm not talking about tantrums here, I'm talking about meltdowns where the child is getting too stressed out because of sensory overload. So, that's what I want to talk to you. How can we manage, how can we handle our kids when you are outdoors or even at home, and how do you help your child when there is a meltdown? So, my name is Reena Singh. I'm an occupational therapist. I've been working with kids for over 24 years now, and I have been, this is what I've been doing every day, day in and day out. These are the kinds of queries that parents ask me. And I wanted to share strategies that help kids. So, the first thing that I would always suggest is if you're going usually, sensory rich environments like a mall, like a big open space, maybe a playground, maybe to somebody's birthday party, classrooms, where there is a lot of sensory stimulation, sometimes kids get dysregulated. So, the first thing is always is you prepare your child visually wherever you're going to go visually. Many parents tell me that my kids understand things. I know kids understand, but it's always better to show, the picture of the place where the child would go, what is expected, everything would be shown to the child. So that is the first part of it. The second part that I always ensure is that you give a good enough amount of sensory diet before you go to such places. What kind of sensory diet? Maybe a walk for 20 minutes before you go to a birthday party or a place that would be overwhelming, maybe a good amount of deep pressure activities, before you go there. So, walking with weight would be like around 10% of the body weight. Secondly, good deep pressure activities before your child goes, to environment like this. Now, despite doing all of it, you visually prepared, you've given deep pressure, you've done everything, and still sometimes there is a meltdown. Then what do you do in such a case? That is what, and how do you quickly manage? Quickly, maybe not the right word, but how do you help your child to come out of that state is what I want to share with you. So, the first thing, I'm sure you know this, is to take your child away from the overwhelming environment. I know of one parent who took her son to a birthday party, and then he was there for 15-20 minutes, and then after that it became too much for him and he started crying, and so there was a meltdown basically. And so what she did was she took him out of that situation and she took him for a walk. Now that was possible for this parent. Sometimes that is also not possible, because kids, sometimes, we do not pick up on those cues that are coming in where a child is getting dysregulated because we are doing something else. We can't be like fully present. So yeah, sometimes there's a tantrum which just not a tantrum, a meltdown, which you are not really expecting. Now, what do you do in such a case? So if your child is little and if you can hold your child, and if you can do some gentle rocking, because gentle rocking gives you the rhythm and that helps. If you're holding your child, you see this with good. So I'm not, you see this, my hand is holding, but you see the thumb. So I'm not holding like this. You see, I'm holding like this. So I'm holding and I'm giving a nice deep pressure and I'm rocking. That's what I'm doing with my child. And I'm holding this pressure. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and I let go. And then I can do it again. So I can give that pressure even at the shoulder. So I can do it on both the shoulders, and I can do some simple rocking. If a child doesn't allow rocking, I can simply give the deep pressure because deep pressure does calm down in a very, very, very big way. So that is one of the things that can be done. Say your child doesn't allow that at all. So sometimes, now again, it depends if your child allows, but sometimes just holding over here, these are called as emotional stress release points. So yeah, your child is crying, or, sometimes, most of the times it's crying and getting, so if I, sometimes it's too difficult to do all of these things, and I completely understand it. That's why I'm giving you a lot of things, and you check what can you do so that it's easy for you to manage the situation and to help your child through that process, through that, so that your child is out of it. So the second thing that I'm saying is something like ESR points if your child allows, and you're just holding there. You're doing nothing, but you're just holding. And you are breathing. You know how you breathe is? So you're breathing in from your nose and you're breathing out from your mouth. You are doing it. You're not telling your child to breathe. You are doing it. When your exhale is longer, so if you see, if I go breathe in, hold, and I go, so I did longer exhale. So if you do the ESR points and you're breathing with your child, that would help. Breath is a big, big, big way to regulate. Now, the other thing that I would also suggest is, because if I want to incorporate breathing, is I can have a bottle with a straw and the child sucks onto it, because when you're doing, you're again working on breath. That's what you're doing. Um, Now, again, as I said, breath is powerful, but sometimes kids don't want to drink water. Sometimes they don't want to even suck through the straw. But these are good ways if your child allows, okay? That helps to calm them down. Now, there is this thing called Jinshin Jitsu. So I'm not trained in it, but when I was training to become an EFT practitioner, this was one technique that was taught in the course by our mentors. So they are called as finger holds, okay? So there is this thumb, so this thumb represents anxiety. This represents fear, anger, sadness, and this is like trying hard. So what we do is we just hold on to the thumb, and that's it. Now, if you keep holding on, while your child is, I mean, I do that many a times. I'm even rocking with them, and I'm also holding on to the thumb. So when you do this, the thumb represents anxiety, and you hold it till you get a pulse in the thumb. Now, when that happens, the energy starts shifting. It starts, getting, the child starts getting regulated. Even this helps a lot, because when there is a meltdown, the blood flow shifts to the fight flight center of the brain. And this kind of pulls the blood flow to the what you call the prefrontal cortex, which helps the child to feel more, come out of the fight flight response. So the ESR points is one. You can hold on to the thumb, and breathe again. Breath is your main thing, because sometimes when our kids are stressed out, we get stressed out. So when you hold on, just remember to breathe, and you again go with your breathe in from your nose and out from your mouth. That's what you do. So you're just waiting there, doing that. There is this one more thing which is called as a triple warmer meridian. According to traditional Chinese medicine, now this comes from the energy kinesiology. Uh, what happens is, when you trace the triple warmer, so triple warmer is one of the meridians. There are many meridians in a body. There are like 12 meridians which correspond to each time. There's one meridian that is at its peak in every 2 hours. So I won't get into the depth of it, but basically, triple warmer meridian is responsible for fight and flight. So very simple thing, where you start with your, end of the eyebrow, you go behind the ears, and you can just hold your child ear. That's it. That is called as a triple warmer smoothie, which also helps a child to a great extent. I won't do it for long, just 3 traces, and that's it. So that also helps the child. So simple thing where I can just do this and hold and breathe along. That's what you would do. So you could check out what is working for your child. Is it the finger hold? Is it the triple warmer smoothie? Is it the ESR points? Is it the um, what else can we do if the child gets into this mode? As I said, simple rocking and deep pressure. I can do a deep pressure like this. I can do a deep pressure like this. I can do a deep pressure like this. That would help a lot. It would be a good idea if you have a favorite blanket or a favorite you know like a favorite toy, soft toy, which your child can, you get those weighted toys also. So one toy or a blanket which is your child's favorite, you carry with you wherever you're going. So whenever the child is experiencing, like, a child who came to me was very sad, very upset because it was a new place. We gave him his blanket. He was holding on to his blanket. He was crying, but he felt safe. So holding on to something that the child has association of safety with, or something like weighted toy, okay, which has weight in it, because that helps the child to feel more calmer. What else can we do? So this is my collarbone. So if you go, this is my sternum. So just putting your hand here and you're just going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and you're waiting and you're breathing. And again you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and again you pause. You're breathing. You're not telling your child breathe, relax. No, you are breathing. Your child is going to mirror your state. Your child is going to mirror your state, which means if you are calm, your child would be calm. So again, I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's it. I'm just tapping on the sternum. That's all that I'm doing. And that also would help in a big way. So these are some things that you can get started with, if possible. If possible, in if you're going to somebody's house, if there is if there's like a small little space, where your child can go in, like a curtain or a, sometimes there's space between. So if you see this, the table behind and this table, there's a space between. So if I can let the child squeeze into those small spaces so that the child feels comfortable, that is another thing that helps. Some kids that I know, I don't know if your child allows, but having like a eye mask, because a lot of stress comes from there also. So having an eye mask, like a sleep mask, so, where you're rocking the child, you're taking your child away from the stressful situation. You're taking your child in some corner, make them wear the eye mask. If not the eye mask, you put your hands on your child's eyes and you give this simple, gentle rocking. That's what you're going to be working upon. So, these are some of the things that you can do if your child is having a meltdown in a public place or in a social outing. So these are the things that you can do. Saying things like, it's okay, calm down, relax, it's fine. Yeah, it works, but I feel body based strategies where you're touching the body, you're making your child feel safe, helps faster. And that is what I would suggest, along with maybe talking. But I wouldn't give commands like, it's okay, calm down, relax. It's okay to allow your child to go through the experience and then come out of it whenever your child is ready, because you are present as a you are the safe space for the child. You being calm is the best thing that your child can get when your child is experiencing that kind of a stressful situation. So these were some things that I wanted to share with you. I hope this is helpful. If you feel there are more queries, do put them into the chat. And in my app, I have more than 100 such techniques, and I have explained everything in depth on what to do, how to do. And there are detailed courses. There are 5 detailed courses where there are so many of those techniques, which I've explained again into details. So my aim is that you get equipped with techniques, with strategies, with understanding on how to help your child. So if you haven't yet checked my app, it's called Autism Insights, or with an AWE. And I'll see you on the inside. I'll see you next week. Thank you.